All right, we are live. Welcome, everyone. It's good seeing everyone on this Wednesday. I know we skipped a week. So, one of the things we're going to be doing is spicing things up with a slightly better giveaway. So, both the knives are going to be a little bit higher price than we normally cover. And yeah, should be pretty exciting. I think people are going to like them. Welcome, welcome. How's it sound? We synced up. Just want to make sure we had some issues last time. So I want to make sure we don't have those issues this time. So let me know. Not a big agenda today. Just going to talk about some of the things that I've gotten in, which are really cool. Some things that are going to be coming up. We'll discuss the Roxon Flex, which I am been playing with, carrying in a holster and enjoying that. So we'll be talking about that, answering some questions. I will be doing a follow-up video in the near future. So all of that. Awesome. So we're all good on volume and so on. So if you're coming in for the very first time, please make sure that you go to the pinned comment, which is going to take you to a Google Doc, fill in the information, and in the form, and that's going to enter you to win. Only enter it one time, just do one, and there will be a drawing. There's going to be at least one winner and a second winner if we reach 200 concurrent viewers, which we usually do. We usually hit about 200 by the end of the stream. I know that some people are visiting Ron right now on his stream, so we'll probably get some people coming in a little bit later. Uh, I think you're meaning S30V versus 110K. I'm not sure. K110 maybe is what you probably mean. So K110, if I remember correctly, is a bowler version of D2. And S30V is a powder metallurgy steel made by Crucible. S30V is usually considered more of a mid-range to premium steel, whereas K110 is just like at the top end of the budget range generally. K110 is a much better performing D2 than most D2s out there, though. It is better, but is still worse than something like CPM D2, for instance. Yeah, no. Enter. Hopefully, at some point or another, you'll either win through being a member or win through a live stream. That's sort of like, we hope that happens. That is sort of the whole goal. And on the positive side, I get to get rid of some stuff, which is great. K110 and D2 are both the same when it comes to corrosion resistance because they're essentially the same formulation. The only difference is that K110 has a finer grain structure. Uh, Bowler is a little bit more particular about that. And then what you'll find for most generic D2s. So I always prefer K110 if you see one or the other. It's a known quantity, and it has very good spec sheets on heat treatment, so people can nail it just right. So that's a big reason why you wanna go with a known quantity versus an unknown. Yep. Welcome, welcome. It is 9 PM Eastern Standard Time. We have 71 people in here, and we are chilling, having a good time. So if you guys got any questions for me, we'll go ahead and talk about it. I can also talk about what we're going to be winning today. So check this out. The first winner will be getting this. Now, Ramit is known for two different levels of knives. They're known for their budget range and they're known for their premium knives. I'm going to answer that question. I'm going to answer this question in just a second when we come back. Moving on, this one. This one. I'm going to answer this question in just a second, but I want to show this knife that we're going to be winning today. So this is one of their premium lines. So crossbar lock M390 blade steel, titanium frame, milled titanium pocket clip. Beautiful knife. Beautiful knife. I'm probably too nice for me personally. These run about 220, 230, something like that. But yeah, this is going to be the knife that we're going to be giving away as the first winner. And then the second winner is going to be getting something different. Very cool. Kinda, you know what kinda reminds me? It reminds me of something that would jump out of, Stargate. I don't know why, but it just that cross pattern on it. So, thoughts on Demco 3V? I mean, the man's been using CPM 3V for a really long time. He knows what he's doing with that steel. In fact, this right here is an Andrew Demko 80 20.5 in CPM 3V. This is what I consider the about as good as it gets when it comes to Demko's lineup. Now, I will say that if I given the choice, what I would carry right now of his, if I had the money and the availability, it's more of an availability than a money issue. I would be buying the AD20S, which is the thin model in CPM crew wear, which is my new favorite steel. This steel is incredible. So this is an example. This is the knife that I can't seem to get out of my pocket. I talked about it last time we were here. This is the Knife Jokers exclusive coated crew wear blade on the paramilitary 3 lightweight. Um, I think that CPM crew wear is like the perfect everything. Like you can make really good fixed blades, really good folding knives with it. It's just awesome. Yeah, the Demco, this Demco is beautiful. This is their one of their iterations that has that they make sort of like the scales in-house, got the nice little pivot design. This has got the G10 handle scales, CPM 3B blade, and my preferred version of the 20.5, which is the shark's foot, because it comes in exactly under 3 inches, whereas the other one is like 3 1/4 inches. This is very annoying. This is actually a 3 inch blade, and it really, you get a lot of grip for that, which I like a lot. They do a great job with 3V. And even though this is mostly being produced in Taiwan, they have nailed 3V as well. Like the same people who make the 3V for uh, cold steel in Taiwan are also making it for Demco, and they do a phenomenal job. Dude, thank you so much for channel 10 donations on memberships. from Justin. Let me put this up here. Yeah, I just want to say a big thank you for that. Welcome everyone. Make sure, and I think I'm gonna start it tomorrow. You want to make sure you enter the end of month giveaway for channel partners. So you just need to join us in membership, the little membership button, and that will get you signed up. It's $2 a month, and there's other benefits I'll be working in, but we're always going to be doing additional giveaway items at the end of the month, and those are international giveaways as well. So yeah, thank you. Awesome. Really appreciate it. Oops, that's the wrong one. You keep moving too fast. Just got my first cold steel 8010. I mean, the 8010 is probably my favorite design of his for sure. All right. Show and tell time. So I have two custom 8010s in here. They are my favorites. Pull them out. They're pretty cool. Get this out. So this was my first custom. So this has custom micarta scales with a bow drill divot. This is stupidly comfortable in hand. It's a little bit wider than the standard handles. And then check this thing out. So this is a full titanium replacement for the 8010 scales and everything. The scales for this are more expensive than the knife. I let's just say that the knife is worth it. It is ridiculous, and actually, it's look at this drop shot action. It's like crazy, phenomenal, phenomenal knife. One of the best that I mean, he really did nail it on the almost the first shot with the 8010. It's just such a crazy good knife. It's crazy good. My only mistake is that I didn't take them up on toning down this texture. It's so sharp. So I have to send it back to them to tumble it because it's just way too. I mean, this will rip your pocket straight up. But everything else about it, I just love. So the action is crazy good. The oh my god, it looks so good. I mean, look at that gun stock texture. Just incredible. Yeah. Yeah. I have to say, I was the first one to request the gun stock texture, and now I'm seeing they're putting the gun stock texture. I saw it on what did I see it on? Uh I want to say it was the Ritter Hogue, and it looks so good. Yeah, they nailed it for sure. Yep, yep, yep. So that is so the 8010 is definitely one of my favorites for sure. Yes, they do. So that away. All right. Now I have this is what we're going to be giving away if we get to 200, which we may do. And I didn't show this video yet, but it's a cool knife, and I love what it comes with. We'll talk about it when it happens. But yeah, looking good. Dean, you're not late. You're here, and welcome. And make sure you enter the giveaway. So make sure you do that. You could use that handle as a file. It's that aggressive. It really is. I mean, it's really their milling is really good, and I should have listened to them. I'm like, no, it'll be fine. And they're like, you sure? I'm like, yeah, I'll be fine. And no, no, it's way too aggressive. Like it's crazy aggressive. So yeah, I definitely have to send it back. I'll probably just send the whole knife back so they can kind of play with it a little bit, because that it just feels right. And that way, if they're okay with that, then yeah, I'll pay them for it for their work. They're doing a great job. Yeah, yeah, that's cool. Let's take a look at that. Um, let's go to see if they have it. A link. Here we go. I'm going to share this. So we actually have the Lander 3, which is basically like the Lander 1. The only difference is that it's actually going to have the clutch lock, which I think is actually going to be pretty slick. So I'm pretty sure um, it's on Kickstarter right now. Here we go. So it's only been on for a very short time. It's already got 276 backers, $37,000 raise. So it's definitely coming. It's going to happen. And I like, is that my Carta? Pretty good. Should we watch the video? You see, the thing is, I have the sound off, so I don't know how that's going to work. But yeah, I would definitely check this out. Ben has done a really good job with this. These are going to be OEM'd by Kaiser, like the Lander 2 was. Loving it. S35 yen this time around. Reasonable, very, very reasonable price for what you're getting. Still open source scales. All of that's great. I do wonder though. I Does this obsolete the Lander 1? Probably not. You wanna know why? Because the D2 variation is so affordable. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm looking forward to, seeing that. I probably will back it. I don't need the knife, but I like to patronize Ben. He does a great job for the community, he makes great stuff, they always back up their product. You can't go wrong. NAFS is just awesome. Any good alternatives to the Spyderco Man Bug? Isn't that like a really tiny knife? It's a really tiny knife, right? But it does it lock or not lock? That's the only thing I can't remember. Here, let me look it up. It does have a lock. Okay. So you want a tiny light knife that folds. Honestly, I don't know many of them. So I really wish I could help, but unfortunately I don't. I'm not super familiar with all the different small knives. So do they make a man bug that is like in H2? That would be pretty cool. That's the one I would get because then you can like take it with you and like leave it in the sand and take it on the beach and stuff. Tony gifted 10 channel memberships. Thank you, Tony. I really appreciate it. Tony's always in here helping out, and it is greatly appreciated. Welcome everyone who just joined as a channel partner. Make sure that you follow the YouTube community section because I will have a post just for members allowing you to enter into the end of month giveaway. It's going to be just like the form you're filling out here. You just have to do it separately and you have to do it yourself. You have 7 days to fill it out though. It's not like something you do in the last day. So make sure you do that. Thanks, Tony. Appreciate it. All right. So, what else do we have? I mean, you know what? It's been a pretty busy couple of weeks doing a lot of traveling. So I'm sorry I wasn't able to be here last week, but it is what it is. I always try to do it though on 9 p.m. on Wednesdays. If we have it, it'll be then, and that's something we can stay consistent with. So yeah, definitely check out the community section. A lot of times with the community section, I post like good deals and stuff, and Tim is a deal hunter, so he's always letting me know cool deals as they come up for sure. I don't show them all, but Tony, Tim is definitely the man when it comes to deals. So you can always reach out to him if you're looking for something specific. He can find them, man. Yeah, thank you for being here, Tony. I always appreciate it. Always. All right. What else do we have to talk about? Um, while we're here, I mean, we might as well put the flex on the camera a little bit more. I think this tool is going to end up being quite interesting for a lot of people. The real question will be how they release it, or how long it will be before they have a one-handed blade available. From what I understand, they are going to be making the file, the format of each of the tools. They're going to make that available to people so people can actually modify their own. So that's pretty cool. I have my misgivings about this. We'll talk about it in an upcoming video over the next week or so. Talking about the things I think it's good for, comparison to the goat tool, which has its own advantages that are definitely worth considering. One thing that they're definitely going to have to improve on is there is a gap between the bottom of the pliers and the cutters, and the cutters are very thick on the edge, very very thick. So I'm curious to see what the purpose of that is, but overall, pretty happy with this thing. It does look a little bit like the Victorinox, but weirdly, that's not why they have this design. So check this out. So when you want to disengage the lock so that you can take out the tool, you press this back and then you push it all the way. And when you do that, that moves the lock out of the way, which allows it to open. But if it was straight like that, you wouldn't have enough space. So maybe they copied the form factor, but I tell you the added advantage is the curvature is perfect when you're using the pliers. So it's pretty awesome. So if I have that open and I take out, if I go the other way, I think you have to kind of go the other thing first. So if I take this tool out, right, what I can do is I press this down and then I rock it back even further, and now the tool comes out. So and then I can stick it back in, go a little bit past like so. It locks in, and then I push it down just a little bit to disengage the lock, and there you go. Bob's your uncle. Very cool. So look, they're working on a bunch of different implements. What's more important than the various different implements, because they will be open source, is that they dial in the frame perfectly. So my big thing that they have to change is they have to flip this clip to the other side. It makes no sense where it is. It would perfectly fit without interacting with anything by going to the other side. And by doing that, it will be perfectly set up for both right-handed and left-handed users when they start installing those one-handed blades. They have to do that. This is going to likely get released middle of the year, like June, July, something like that. And the price point is going to be around $80. It's going to be $80. I think that this is actually is going to be do quite well. It's very comfortable, but it's also quite a bit heavier, denser because of the solid steel covers and the thickness of the steel in the frame too. So it's really sturdy, but it's a little heavy. I'm hoping they cancel. Let me just pull up this question. Does Leatherman not release Garage during the winter? It's been a while since the last release. Well, I hope they don't do it anymore, because basically they've been borrowing on their credibility the whole time, and it's always a cluster every single time something gets released. People can't make their purchase, you know, especially now that the jury, we've all figured out it's 9 a.m. on that day, and Western Standard Time, and it sucks. I need a decent sharpener. Any recommendations? In general, you can't go wrong with anything made by um, workshop. And it's not necessarily, it's because they are so particular about their diamond formulations, right? Very consistent grain sizes, meaning that they're going to be perform very well. And if you're going to get one, the only sharpener that I can guarantee is good for absolutely everyone is the Work Sharp Field Sharpener. It's only $35. In fact, I have one right here. It's just like this. This is what you want. This will do everything, like pretty much. This is the sharpener you should teach yourself to sharpen on that sharpener. It is it can go anywhere. It's the perfect tool. Really is. They absolutely nailed it the first time. So so Roxon should put a 1/4 inch driver for the flex. There's enough space. So I was looking over this. Um, there's 5 tools on this side, and one is a long tool, and then there's 4 more. And there is quite a bit more space here than you would otherwise be in something like a Leatherman Wave. I think there is enough space for a 1/4 inch bit driver, but they also could just as easily do an adapter, which they already have, and it will function. This Phillips head driver already functions with their BitKit system. And the thing is like a BitKit's great and all, but when you have to go into a recessed hole and you need to use a Phillips, sometimes you actually need something narrow like this. So I'm not convinced that it's for everyone. And that's the nice thing about a modular system. If you want the bit holder built into it, you can do that, if that's your thing. So talk to Roxon and make the suggestion to make them a pen tool option for the Flex. I don't see how that would be very hard. Honestly, there's definitely some space in there. I mean, you could 3D print something like right away. The only question is, can you find a pen ink insert that's thin enough? Otherwise, it would have to take up 2 item slots, and that feels like a lot. You know what I'm saying? So no, the Flex, this is like the system they basically have. So the Flex does not comes with an adapter that allows you to use 4 millimeter bits, but it does not, or it doesn't come with. You can get it for that, but it doesn't actually come standard with a bit driver, bit holder, if you will. I tend to be of the opinion that bit drivers in general, bit holders on multi tools are incredibly overrated. And I say that as someone who has been in a situation where I have to get into a hole at a distance, and there's only a very small amount in which I can go into with any bit driver, right? It kind of stops. It doesn't matter which one it is. So if I take the Leatherman arc here, I mean this distance right here, that's what I have to work with, right? And a lot of times things are further away than that. And you can do that with a dedicated driver. You can't do that with a bit kit. And even with a bit extender, the width of it might be too high. So I'm not convinced that it's always the correct solution. That's the nice thing about a modular tool, though. They probably will make a bit driver. I know they had a 4 millimeter bit driver that they showed on their poster. So that part's likely, but not right at release. So, I mean, this all seems like something you could 3D print, by the way. I definitely think that you could 3D print something with the light. It would be difficult, but someone's going to have fun doing it, right? Someone's going to have fun doing that, I think. I don't see why it would be impossible. I mean, it doesn't require that much. Did Olight stop doing the monthly sales? They did. They stopped doing the monthly sales. They're doing only a couple sales a year now. They're testing this. My recommendation to them was that they try to not do sales, but rather put limited discounts on the new item as they come out. It's also possible they might be just releasing a lot of new products at one time, like twice a year or something like that. I don't know how often they're actually going to end up doing it. Glad you like it. I'm actually liking it too. I can kind of have a smoother setup. Now, right now, I'm using built-in microphone to the laptop and the camera that's built into it. But I'm probably going to end up getting a better camera setup, and I'm going to use my mics. I just need to make sure that I get this all figured out. So these are the DJI mics, and they work incredibly well. I should be able to use this with the setup. Just I need to test it. Right, it needs to be. We need to work on it and try it. So this is exactly the reason why I agree with you. What they should do is do maybe four sales, like one a quarter, versus like two or whatever they're doing now. I think they're going to miss out on a lot of sales. I think that that sales generate a lot of hype and they do make a good profit during it, but we'll see. We'll see. So I think this will reach 1080p. Now, right now, it's not showing quite that high. It's okay, but it definitely would be improved with a better camera. I believe that with these types of streams, it's more important to have good audio than anything else. Audio is the most important part, right? I mean, here's the thing though. What are you comparing it to? Because like it's really cheap compared to the American brands, right? Like when you're talking about something like Surefire, I mean, my God, they're like a bargain compared to that. Uh, like the thing is, the quality is really good. The customer service is very good. Um, the Yeah, they've done a pretty good job, and they also innovate. A lot of companies don't do that. Then they innovate regularly, like often. So, I mean, I am a fan, I will say. I don't think it's perfect, but yeah, there's new lifetime warranty on their stuff. And the thing is a lot of initially when they first started, their customer service had some mixed reviews. Well, I've heard mostly good things nowadays. They've really like upped their game and gotten a lot better. What's a good space pen to get for a kit? I'll do you one better. You know what's actually surprisingly good? Let me go to Amazon for a second. See if we can find it. Yeah, here they are. Uh, so this pen right here, it took me a while to get them, but I'll tell you right now, they are way better than they look. First of all, they're way smaller. But this little Right in the Rain pen, which has the Fisher Space Pen inserts, has a steel bolt action, and the orange actually is really awesome. And it's triangular, so it has great texture, and they're a lot shorter than you think they are. They actually fit very nicely. I wish they really showed it. They're a lot smaller than you expect. I definitely like these, and so basically these are like $14 a piece, but you can easily replace the inserts. This is really good. I like these a lot, and I'm actually not a huge fan of the Space Pen Bullet. There are other iterations that I think are way better. That's just my opinion. So, all right. Thoughts on the Nightcore EDC 27? My problem with Nightcore in general right now is that they're so fixated on output in the form of lumens that they have forgotten that no one wants something that's going to light them on fire. It's so hot. Like the EDC 27 gets hot very quickly, like really, really quick. Yes, good point, Tim. Let me show this real quick. 15-minute warning. Make sure that you are getting into the giveaway. So there's a Google Doc that's pinned at the top of the chat in YouTube. Make sure that you are entering that. I'm cutting it off at exactly 9:45. So anybody who wants it, it's got to get in before that. Vinny, it won't let you open the Google Doc. It should take you directly to. Oh wait, are you on mobile? It has some people don't have this problem. I don't know why. It could be Apple phone. I don't know, but it should work on any computer. If you're not having able to do it on your phone or anything like that, you should be able to do it from a computer. I'm sorry, it's a hassle. Not everyone has this issue, and I'm not sure what causes it. Yeah, the Robivon A3 is around 20 bucks, and it's awesome. If the A3 is $20, that's really good because that's the aluminum bodied version. Let me remember. Is the EDC, is that the thin one or is that the bigger one? EDC 27. Yeah, that's the thin one. Both that one and the EDC 33, I think it was. I can't remember what the other one is. But yeah, it's powerful, very powerful. It's just gets really hot. And I'm not a huge fan of that. Plus I have an issue with not only that, but like the buttons are very easy to press. So that's a bit of a problem. I was able to open it earlier, but I just tried and didn't work. Hmm. Okay, so basically go to the top because someone just said that if you use the link Tim had, it didn't work. Go to the top pinned comment. That should work. So that should work. Yeah, someone was saying that it's not working when it was copied for whatever reason. All right, so there's that. So it looks like we're not going to hit the 200 person mark, but that's okay. It just means that we'll have to carry over to next week, and we should definitely have a another giveaway or another time next week. And I think what we'll do is we'll have this one be next week's first winner. So I like that this knife, for whatever reason, actually comes in the Kaiser's little roll, which is pretty slick. This is called the Justice. Crazy good action on this thing. Very nice. Yeah, so it comes with the little roll, which I think is great. I mean, that's a nice little added value right there. And I thought that was like that's a really cool thing. Whoever the designer is that asked them to include this, I'm really a big fan that they did that. So this just fits right in now. So makes shipping it really easy. So that would be for next time if we don't hit. We're at 170, so it's hey, we got 10 minutes, so it's possible. Can you wait a second? Can you recommend a budget internal frame backpack? A budget internal frame. What do you consider budget? And what size? How many liters? I'm not a huge bag fan, but there's like one or two bags that I use that are absolutely awesome. It does kind of remind me of that as well. Yeah, it does kind of remind me. It's definitely pretty stabby in feel. It's like a proper large, very comfortable handle with a proper guard. Like it's nice. You still mod Leathermans and Gerber multi tools. I'm getting back into it. Um, yeah, I'm really enjoying. Like, I want to go back to doing some of this stuff that I really, really enjoy. I never really did much modding in the Gerber platforms because I think they're generally kind of flawed. Leatherman still provides the best basis for improvements, in my opinion. So under two, you know what? I would check with Moorlander EDC. That man does a lot of bag checks, and he does a lot. He probably would know one for sure. So Moorlander EDC, you could probably find him. He's pretty responsive. Great YouTube channel. Check him out. He's pretty good on the bag world. If it was a smaller size, uh, my favorite small bag with a frame is the Arc'teryx Mantis. It's a 22 liter, I think. But, you know, that's pretty much smaller than what you're looking for. Is there any way possible could you do a Leatherman tool keys? I'm not sure what you mean. Are you talking about the thing where you put the keys inside the Leatherman like it's like a handle thing? I did that with a Leatherman core handle frame, and it worked pretty well. Actually just got a brand new Leatherman core. Well, not new, but I got one off eBay because I needed one for the collection that had not been damaged in any way. So this is sort of the interim between the Super Tool 300 and the Super Tool 200. It's one of my favorites, actually. It's where they had the proper pull tabs here for the tools. See look at how nicely they deployed like that. Great tool. Great tool. All right. We are about 7 minutes out. We're 180 people, so technically we'll get pretty close. I considered this, but I don't want to mess with it too much. The weight isn't the deal breaker because I tend to carry most multi tools in a holster. Like I've gone back to holster carrying tools because of just I just enjoy it. It's just much nicer. Speaking of things I'm trying out this new Coast Slayer light. It's pretty good. I gotta say. I gotta say, they've done a pretty good job. I wish they had a reversible clip, but other than that, I really like it. Surprisingly good. They had a great lineup. When I visited them at SHOT Show, they killed it. It's funny you mention this. I just finished filming a video that will be up Friday or Monday that is 4 reasons you should buy it and 4 reasons you should skip it. That's basically the video. It's like a conclusion to the whole deal with the Leatherman Arc. I had this one right here that I modified, and here is a brand new one. So I unboxed it in that video. I tested it against the coat hanger so you can find out whether it survived that. So that's going to be coming up very soon. So you'll find out about that. This is a good question. Any ideas how Go can differentiate itself from the new Roxon multi-tool? I think they have a couple of things that are a huge advantage for them. The locking mechanism is simpler. The frame is simpler. They have a 7.8 ounce tool with 4 long implements versus 2. And the big thing that they differentiate themselves with is if you have to take everything apart because it got sand and dirt and grime in it, you can do that. The Roxon, there's a lot more components going on. So it's going to be much harder to clean. And so in the outdoors, I think that the Go tool in the long term will have more advantage, but they're going to have to fix a couple of key problems. I think that the Flex is more fleshed out from the get go. I think that the Goat's going to take time to get figured out. The Goat does have the best bit driver in the Leatherman world, pretty much, or the multi tool world, I should say. See what's up we got. I love seeing other people pick up and modify their own tools. It's yours. Make it yours. And sometimes that means you have to forego the warranty, so be it. At least you're enjoying the tool, and that's what really matters, I think. I wish I knew. I wish I knew the answer to this question. I know that most chisel ground blades are set up for right-handed people. So if you're left-handed, you're really going to have problems with it. They bite really hard into the wood. Like if you're using it for cutting wood, I mean, it bites a lot. But the problem, it can walk itself a little bit because it kind of moves to one side. So there's a little bit of an issue there. I mean, I don't want to do something like this because it feels like gloating, and I don't want to do that. You know what I mean? I do, however, want to make a video where we showcase Leatherman history. So, like, we'll do the golden era, which is like leading up to the year 2000. So we'll go from the beginning to 2000, and then we'll go from 2000 forward. And I think that that would be really cool, showcasing all of the tools in order and when they came out, what their strengths and weaknesses were. It really reminds me that the PST is still one of the best tools ever made. Dean Vogus gifted 10 channel partnerships. Thanks, Tim, for letting me know. And thank you, Dean, for giving us some memberships. Welcome, everyone who just got a free membership. Oh, and we're at 200. So we will be giving that knife away. So that's also pretty cool. So we'll have two winners today. So that's nice. So welcome, welcome. Captain Ricky somehow got a membership. Stopping by. Awesome. Thank you guys. And thanks to Mods for always keeping me on track. It's nice. It's nice. Thank you for appreciate it. Welcome, welcome. Oh, I gotta, man, I'm way the heck. I gotta zoom down here. I jumped quite a few. Okay, I'm gonna answer this quick. Do you think Leatherman can carry itself into the future with the Arc, or do they need another tool or product to stay relevant? Absolutely, they need another product because this is not the right tool to do so. This is a tool for a very limited audience. This is not the way. I guarantee you. Um, the Leatherman Curl, the Leatherman Bond, they're the best tools they have right now, because of the cutter issues and everything else. They need to expand on what makes the curl so good. It's kind of the curl to me is what the wave was in 1999. It feels like well fleshed out, well thought out, complete tool that anyone can get behind. That's the tool that I think is just awesome right now. They need to make that same tool, but with a saw instead of a file, and they need to make a PST2 variation of the Bond. That would be amazing. At like 70 bucks, including the pocket clip. All right. Yeah, a couple minutes. You have like remember you got to get in before 9:45. So make sure you got that done. Oh, let me pull up and random. Well, you're not going to see a P2 variation of the Arc for under 100 bucks. That's just not going to happen because the regular P2 was what 120 at the beginning, and that was in 2019, and things have only gone up in price. So, I mean, I can't argue with this. Can't argue with this at all. Being completely reactive is a bad idea. I've talked about this quite a bit, but yeah, they need to do something. This already happened, by the way. There's already people doing that. I've already seen a couple. So, all right. So we are at 9:45. So at this point, we are closed. So you don't need to worry about entering. Hopefully, you got yours in for before that 9:45 time. So let me. We have 176 responses. So not everyone did. Well, let me go ahead and take a look and see. Let me turn my phone off. All right. Let's see who made it past the cutoff line. Just one. We're going up to 176 from two. So let me go. Okay. Okay. Let me go ahead and share the screen here. Yeah. Okay. Can I just say this right now? This is ridiculous. The Leatherman Bond, which is almost a perfect upgrade to the PST, one of the best tools ever made, even by today's standards, and only 1 ounce heavier with all these improvements, is $10 more than the crappy Leatherman Micra. There is something wrong. I'm not saying you should increase the price of the bond. I'm just saying something is wrong. Yeah. Okay. So the reason it starts at two is the first line is just the headings, right? Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna find the first winner. So one, two, and then on the third one is the one we pick. You saw me do that, right? Everyone saw that. 86 twice. It picked 86 twice. So like it's not just me, right? Right? I mean, I clicked the button. It definitely happened. I'm going with it. Okay. So, okay. So winner one is Ethan. YouTube profile is Ninja Rabby One. Yeah. So the way this random.org works is it takes prediction based on weather patterns. So it's pretty much random. Yeah. So there I see Ninja Rabbit 1. So you are good to go. You don't have to do anything else. I just need to confirm that you're here. And I already have all the information I need to send you an email. And I made this mistake. So if you're here from last time, I have the communication. I'm be sending out that stuff. I got really sidetracked. So I will be sending an email right after this to the winners for this one. I'm not going to wait because the moment I do that, everything goes to pot. So I'm good on this. So we're good with the first winner. Now we're going to go to the next one. So one, two, and then this is the third one. 127. 127. Okay. Winner two is first name. I think they put the first name in the wrong place. Um, SHR3D is the winner YouTube profile name. SHR3D, shred, in other words. But yeah, and that is going to be the Justice. So are they here? Are we here? Give it another second, and then I will set a timer. My watch off. Why didn't I turn my watch off? Hmm. Figure out where I put my watch. Anyway, so here we find him. Yep. All right. Cool. We're good. So that is going to conclude things. So I'm going to send out those emails as soon as the live stream is over. So congratulations there. I'm curious with for you guys. Of course, the watch that I want to show. I can't find it. Here with it. Weird. I thought I brought it down. It's down here somewhere. Um, so I wanted to show you guys some watches that was sent to me that I've been wanting to check out for a while. So check this out. This is from Bear. Check out these watches. I mean, let me get rid of the. Let me get rid of this. Check this thing out. These are USA assembled. Tufts. So they're solar sapphire crystal. Very nice. This is like I'm really pleased with it. Now, all that being said, the bands I'm not ecstatic about, but other than that, I'm really liking it. So I've been wearing the blue one like nonstop. Of course, I took it off just before this for some reason, and they also sent this bad boy. So this is their field watch, sapphire crystal, screw down bezel, the whole shebang. I'm actually really excited about these. So they're assembled in the US. They have different components from different places. So these run. So this is the thing. This is that next tier up, right? So these run between like 200 and like 350 to 400, depending on the one you get. So they have. I just bought the Jubilee bracelet for that diver to kind of perfectly match it. But yeah, they're nice. I'm really enjoying this. So I'm looking forward to playing around with them. I like Casio a lot, but I wanted to try something, the next tier up. So this is really pretty awesome. Yeah, quartz at around the 200 price point with sapphire crystal and the finishing and assembled in the US. All of that is quite good. And they're looking, here's the cool part. They found a USA quartz movement. So the base quartz, not the solar, but the base quartz one is actually a USA made quartz movement. And so they technically are very close to making a USA made quartz watch, like fully. That's pretty amazing. Now the solars can be a little bit more expensive, but like the real expensive part is the bracelets. Like the bracelets are like solid end links and stuff. Yeah, I'm not a big and here's the thing. They were like, "We'd love to show you the manual." I'm like, "No, I don't do mechanical watches. I have a bunch of mechanical watches that have to get taken in to get fixed. It's more expensive to fix them than the cost of the watch. I don't do mechanical. Don't like it." So the company is Vaer, Vaer, Vaer. I I looked at Citizen as the next tier up. I wanted to try some Citizen watches. I didn't like a single one they had. Like I looked in the entire lineup for their Eco Drive, which is basically their solar driven watches. I didn't like a single one. I couldn't believe it. I could not find a watch that I liked. I liked everything they're made. Like literally every watch they make, I like. That's rare. That's rare. Yeah, it's reversed when you take the screen. Yeah. Do I have a recommendation for a 16340 flashlight that is not an OLED? Yeah. Budget wise, the Sofrin SC21 is excellent. It has Endurial 2.0. It has a rechargeable USB Type C port, a magnetic tail, and the clip's not that great, but it can use an OLED clip, which you can buy separately, and they're cheap. You can get them for like 25 bucks. So great flashlight. Oh, and it has a Samsung LH351D emitter, so it's high CRI at 1,000 lumens. So it's excellent. Do any Ver analogs with perpetual counter? I don't think so. They did have the other watch that they are sold out of course, that I really want. You know what? We'll just look. Let's go look. Let me bring this up. It's actually probably better. Like I will tell you right now that that the pictures and the things do not do them justice. So they have 38 millimeter dive watches, which I really like. I didn't like see this new one. That looks really nice. I like the coloration, but it's not my thing. Okay, so where is it? 38 millimeter. So okay, so this one right here, the pictures do not do this watch justice. Okay, I have the solar variation made in the United States with that band on it, or not this one, but the like the standard clip-in strap. It matches the accents so nicely. This watch is so nice. This is my favorite one by far. Uh, Excellent. Love this thing. So I'm actually going to be wearing them quite a bit more to see how they work out. I also got the black one. You just saw that, and I do think that this desperately needs a bracelet. It desperately needs to be on a bracelet, for sure. It's way better on a bracelet. Hmm. I can't seem to find it. There we go. That's the picture I wanted. Yeah, it just that's much better. This is the solar one. Yeah. And then the Jubilee bracelet, which it doesn't show the picture of that. It's not cheap, okay, but they are gonna have the right combination. So at least for me. And the next tier up, right? So this is one of the few watches that I really liked. I actually really like this watch brand. And I like that they're trying to get themselves to the point where they can make a watch in the United States under $1,000, which is unheard of. So that's cool. Yeah, Tim has got the hookup on the sales always, man. Just always killing it. I watch a lot of watch content. I do. Uh, but it's so driven towards mechanical movements that you'll usually find something that I like most of the time. All right, good night to those who are heading out. By the way, I know we lost some people, and that's cool. But yeah, we're definitely going to be checking out those watches in the future. I gotta find my nice one that I really enjoyed wearing. Why did I take it off? I was trying on something anyway. I don't know what I was doing with it, but I love that thing. I love the blue one. So nice. I didn't expect it to be the one I like the most, for sure. But it's a darker blue than it shows in the pictures. Like it's much darker than you think. They're just okay. Even if you have a nice, like I look, I've been able to wear on my wrist a mechanical watch worth more than $10,000. Okay, I don't see the allure. But what killed any interest in mechanical watches entirely was the first time I had to get my watches tuned up. It was gonna cost me $180, and this is 16 years ago, to fix a watch that cost $230 at the $240 at the time. I was like, "That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. So you're gonna charge me half the cost of the watch to get it fixed? No, we're done. Like, I'll just go buy a Casio. Thank you." I just watched a video um, with Teddy Baltazar, and who I like a lot, by the way. And he was talking about how they were talking about a $500 mechanical watch, and it's like, oh, well, if this breaks, you just disposably just throw it away. I'm like, we are we are in a weird state if we think we can just throw away a $500 watch because it's not our $10,000 watch. Like, there's something seriously wrong with your head if you think that that's okay. I think mechanical watches are a beautiful piece of art, but I'm a very practical person, and what they're practically not good at is telling time accurately, because most mechanical movements that are as accurate as a quartz movement start at like $3,000 to $5,000 and above. Most of those movements are super expensive, and that's to match a $10 Casio, right? That's and when the Casio breaks, you can just buy a new battery for like 10 cents, right? Sorry, it doesn't make any sense to me. Like, they make more sense as an investment as a piece of jewelry than they do as something you wear for function. And that's fine if you want to go that route. I'm just never going to be there. I'm just not going to be doing that. I this is my limit. Like, $500 is about where I want to. I don't want to go above that. I prefer solar quartz movements over mechanical movements. They're much more accurate. So for instance, like, this is a very good rating, by the way, for a mechanical watch. So just so you know, plus or minus 2.5 seconds a day is a very accurate mechanical movement. But um a quartz movement is plus or minus 5 seconds, 5 to 10 seconds every month, right? We're talking about a near order of magnitude more accurate. And that one, that the Hamilton, clearly is a good one, because most, like my Seiko, that watch is plus or minus 10 or 15 seconds a day, something like 10 seconds, give or take. Yeah, the field watch is okay, but I'm really digging um, these dive watches. The 38 millimeter, I didn't realize just how big of a difference that makes. Hold on one second. So this is my Seiko mechanical, right? Now this I like the size of. Now this is a much older watch given to me as a gift, and I really like the size of the Seiko. It's much smaller than most dive watches, right? And yet, compare this to this. Look at the difference in size. This is the Duro, which is a phenomenal Casio watch, by the way. $50, absolutely fantastic watch. I really like it with the Milanese sort of bands. But, like, I didn't realize until I wore these how big that must be on my wrist. Like, it's not bad, but it's not great. And this is probably the watch I still wear the most, right? So Titanium case, titanium bracelet, sapphire crystal, multi-band 6 solar, the whole shebang. I mean, 200 bucks for this. A little less than $200 for this watch. It's incredible. But having a diver that I like is fine. All right. Now, I mean, I don't think you can go wrong with Casio. I really don't. They're just awesome watches. I actually I liked the Casio Royale so much. Here, let me show you something real quick. Where is it? You know what? I'm gonna skip that. Yeah. No, they've just done a very good job. Yeah, my wrists are like right at that 7-inch mark. Like they're not like super thin, but like it definitely can tell. You definitely can tell that it's a little bit big for me. Dude, Casio just has one of the biggest, so big. Yeah, let me just share this real quick. Like, look at this. Like this watch right here, the AE 1200 has to be the single best Casio watch ever. Like, and I mean ever. It's so good, in fact, I spent $200 to buy a steel case with a sapphire crystal to put the module into because I like this watch that much. It is just the epitome of perfection at 20 bucks. Great backlight, great functionality, 5 alarm, the whole shebang. 100 meters of water resistance. This is why Casio is the GOAT. That's why it's the greatest right here. This watch right here. And then you look at there's another one that's about that $20 price point. This one right here, another $20 watch, and this thing is absolutely bulletproof, like a resin crystal, and this thing just absolutely takes a beating. It's a great watch. 21 bucks. Great. And it even has a functional bezel that you can actually use. Pretty cool. I'm telling you, Wolverine, like it seems silly to put such an expensive case on a module, but that module is really high quality. Like it's really well built and it functions incredibly well. So it absolutely is worth it for me. Calculator, I mean, yeah, you can't go wrong with a calculator watch. Yeah, this is absolute, like, my goodness, $21 still today for the classic true calculator watch. My goodness. They have some new versions, but they're not nearly as good. Like the green one's kind of cool, but they don't translate well. Trust me, when you get them, they're very hard to read. You got to go with the classic. Just saying. And look at they have a pretty decent solar lineup as well. I think this one right here, it went up in price, unfortunately. This used to be $33. This is probably I have a couple variations of this. This watch has basically everything that the Casio has, the G-Shock, but is solar and for $40. It's just awesome. Just a great watch. Yeah, this one's really good. Trying to think which other ones. There's some. At that point, like you go above $40, you really go to the G-Shock Square. That's probably your best bet. This is the watch. This one right here is the one I reskinned in a steel frame. If anyone was wondering, this one is the one with the waves and the tides and all of that. Really like this, the core of it, but the band was just awful. So I swapped this out with a steel case. Really, really nice. That really helped it a lot. Yeah, it's amazing. You can still get these so affordably. It's awesome. All right. Yeah, we're just back to. Yeah. All right. I think we're pretty much calling it a day here. It was a lot of fun. I'm gonna send out those emails as soon as we're finished, so I don't want to spend too much time. Um, Thanks for coming in. I really appreciate it. Thanks to everyone who joined as a channel member. Now remember, I'll be doing a end of month giveaway for channel partners. I think I'm going to start those probably tomorrow. Got to figure out what we're giving away. What I'm going to do, there'll be three winners, and yeah, I'm excited. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, well, it was good seeing you guys. I'm going to leave you here. I want, as always, appreciate your time, and we will talk again very soon. Take care, guys.